through your freedom.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel, folks. Hey, I am still frustrated. I'm still angry, pissed off, right? Why, folks? Why does Ukraine matter to patriots? Why does Ukraine matter to Americans? Why does Ukraine matter to the rest of the world? Well, we're told by the government that they're being invaded, right? Bad. We can't have that, right? Well, I remember hearing a whole lot of other things, folks. A whole lot of other things about our world and what we're supposed to believe and what we're supposed to support, etc. Right? Ukraine should matter to every American. Ukraine should matter to every patriot out here in a bigger way. Hell, Ukraine should matter to the Jews, folks, the Israelis, don't you think? Now, this is interesting. This thing came up in New York, Manhattan, near, right, Grand Central Station. A man was seen drawing a swastika on the wall, on camera, and the police are looking for him. He drew a swastika, folks. Oh, by the way, the man that did that was a black man. Oh no, why was he drawing a swastika on the wall near Grand Central Station in Manhattan? Unbelievable. Well, don't worry. Don't worry, folks. The man was just showing his support for Biden's favorite Nazis, folks, the Ukrainian government and the Ukraine army. Yes, folks, why does Ukraine matter to Americans and patriots? It should matter a lot. It should, folks. Yes, the Nazis, the white supremacists of Ukraine, they're supported by the President of the United States and by Congress. Now, several years ago, as discussed yesterday, Congress passed a law forbidding the arming, support, and funding of the Nazis of Ukraine. And now we're all for it? Folks, why does it matter? Why should this matter? Because this is completely, folks, completely un-American, what is happening. It is anti-freedom to be supporting Nazis. Right? It is non-democratic, President Zelensky, right? The new hero of the world, the new victim of the media for the world to shoulder and carry around and call a hero. What is he doing? Let's see, he's declared martial law. That sounds democratic and free. Let's see, what else has he done? Yeah. He said no more political parties except his. He's now a dictator. Starting to sound a little like Hitler, right? And literally, folks, the Azov battalion in particular and others amongst the Ukrainians are neo-Nazi white supremacists with machine guns and rockets. And they want to send them jets and tanks and more equipment. How many billions of dollars? Folks, extremism from right-wing Nazi types is rampant in Ukraine. And the U.S. government supports them, arms them, and funds them. How is this good? And guess what? Israel is too, the nation of Israel, the Jews. They're doing it as well. They're funding them. They're supporting them. Why? How does this make any sense, right? Is there no memory of Hitler, concentration and death camps? Is there no memory of the Holocaust? I remember as a kid, that was like the most important thing we were told ever, apart from, learning the Constitution, was the Holocaust. It must never happen again. It must never happen again. And the Israelis are just completely forgetting that Nazis don't like anybody that aren't just like them. Right? A decade ago, folks, supporting Nazi types or the KKK would end a career. But today it appears to be a resume enhancement. You want to sound magnanimous and look good and sound like you're a patriot, then you support the Ukrainians in their battle against Russia. Folks, this is going to tear this country apart when the truth comes out. It should too. Right? I am sick of these communists out here and these fascists out here in our country fighting over who gets the scraps off the dinner table, right? What the hell is going on, right? Parents are domestic terrorists, but Antifa, anti-Nazis, anti-fascist, anti-Nazi Antifa, they're good on U.S. soil, right? They're good on U.S. soil, but parents are domestic terrorists, right? And the U.S. government, FBI, see Nazis when it looks at veterans and looks at patriots. But the same U.S. government sees good buddies, allies, when it comes to the real Nazi white supremacists of Ukraine. Right? The enemy of my enemy is my enemy. Okay, right? So they're saying the enemy of our enemy, Russia, is our friend. So Ukrainian Nazis are our friend because they hate Russia. It does not make sense. That is some serious logical fallacy in there. The enemy of my enemy may be my enemy still. It does not make them my friend. Like, these are Nazis, folks. These are fascists of the worst kind. At the same time, all of this is going on. The president stands up and says, there's going to be a new world order and we need to be at the head of it. We need to be the leaders in it. Excuse me, a new world order? We don't need that. We need our Constitution. We need our government respecting it. We need our liberties. We need our freedoms. That's what we need. The government may need to be the leaders of the new world order, but the people need to be free, right? What does Ukraine matter, folks? Ukraine happening right now with Russia is an opportunity for America and the world to wake up and see really what's going on. The world is waking up to cerveza bug. In fact, I heard about a new super duper new variant that's kind of taken hold. And guess what? No one gives a flying frog's fat ass. I talk to people daily. They're pissed off. They're frustrated. They're like, who cares? It's another freaking cold. Who cares? Meanwhile, Dr. Doom, the little booster roosters out there going, we're going to need more power and more lockdowns. No, we're done. Folks, why does Ukraine matter to patriots? Because the government is looking at Ukraine, a bunch of radical political tools. That's really what these Nazi brigades are, folks, is tools. They're looking at them as their good buddies. And then our own country looks at us, whether you're a patriot, a parent, a veteran, or just a regular old taxpayer. We're the bad guys. How is that possible? How does this world make any sense? It doesn't, folks, because it's hit the fan and they've just taken all the pieces off the board and just throwing them up in the air, and then they're pretending on a daily basis, using the media, the mainstream media, using social media, big tech, using these tools to try and convince us not to think and just believe them for fear of getting canceled. Oh, I don't want to say anything that makes anyone mad at me. Too bad. Get mad at me. Get prepared. Support this network. Support each other. Support America. Support the Constitution, the idea of goodness, freedom, and liberty, instead of this partisan shit about who gets to own what around the world. That's really what it's about, folks. These partisan battles, it's bullshit. At that level, it's bullshit. All they're doing is tearing up the world and trying to make themselves the leaders of it. They give us a couple of political parties on our level to pretend like one side's good and one side's bad. It comes down to fundamentals, folks. Patriotic or anti-American. Right? If you don't swear allegiance and swear an oath to the Constitution and freedom and liberty, you are anti-American. That is an enemy of America. Do you think Ukrainian soldiers, if they came to America, do you think they would give up flying? Do you think they would care a bit about you and your liberty? Or do you think they would treat you the same way they treat their own? Right? They abuse their own people, folks. In fact, all of those cool patriots that went over there to help be freedom fighters for Zelensky, they were given suicide missions, folks. Cannon fodder, sent to the front, the worst places. That's right, they're now martyrs. So at some point, does Biden get to stand up and go, we sent 1,000 American civilians over there to help and Russia killed them all. So, go Ukraine. How is any of this good, folks? How is any of this patriotic, what is happening in Ukraine? It has nothing to do with patriotism. It has nothing to do with American security. Ukraine is a screw job. It's about screwing over the people of that country, trying to screw Russia, trying to screw Eastern Europe, and steal all the money they can. We're supposed to believe we need to be there for patriotic reasons. Meanwhile, in this country, being patriotic, the very thing they claim we should be being patriotic, is looked down on. You want patriotism? Go to the gas pump, and you could feel patriotism suck the money out of your wallet. Yeah, folks, I'm pissed. Now, am I dangerous? Far from it. Am I hostile? No. Am I violent? Not a bit. Do I have a criminal record? No. Right? I'm not a threat to anybody. I am just a voice, and I'm trying to be a voice of reason at a time when there appears to be no reason. You guys support each other. You're supporting me, this network, the mission. Folks, what's the mission? Get people prepared. They're making things worse. They want to change our country fundamentally. Remember that? Barack Obama? Fundamentally change America. Well, he's doing it. Biden's doing it. These radical wackos are doing it. And they mean it, folks. They pulled the trigger on pandemic. They pulled the trigger on world war. They pulled the trigger on monetary, financial, and economic destruction. They've got more triggers to pull, folks, and they mean it. Are you prepared? Chance favors the prepared mind, folks. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Combine that with your plan. Go to thepreparedmind.club, and you better get stocked up. Because playtime is over. Right? Doubting, guessing, wondering, it's over. There's no more guessing to be done. We're here. We've got economic ruination, folks. They're using the word recession now. They're a couple steps behind. We're entering a massive depression. It takes a long time to get into it. Stock market crashed in 1929. Right? Took years, folks. 1933 before we had a depression. It's not instant. It's not an event, it's a process, and that process is well underway. So get prepared, please. That is the mission here. Chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Godspeed, Semper Fi. Get serious, folks.